I've been writing online for over a decade now with varying degrees of success. I've tried platforms like Medium, WordPress, Twitter, self-publishing, and even platforms that nobody really uses anymore like Tumblr and Blogger. Hi there, my name is Brian Collins, and in this video I'm going to talk about the one skill that you need if you want to succeed with earning a living writing online. So hope you enjoy the content in this video, which will help you find success writing online. If you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know if you have any questions about what you're writing in the comments section below. Years ago, I took a series of creative writing classes in the Irish Writers Centre in Dublin. Our instructor was big into authors like Hemingway, and he tasked us with writing one great true sentence. So I went home and I wrote a short story, and then I rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it. I tried to get my short story perfect. The big problem with this was I was delaying actually sending the short story off to editors and getting feedback about my writing. I made the same mistake when I started writing online. So when I started writing online on the first blog that I set up, I wanted to make sure my blog post was perfect, that there was no typos, that there was no spelling mistakes, that I covered all the right points and written something that people would love to read. I spent weeks slaving over the blog post, and then when I pressed publish, guess what happened? Crickets. The big mistake that I made writing online was trying to make sure that all of my articles and blog posts and online content was perfect. When in fact, if you want to find success writing online, you need to publish early and often. You need to publish frequently. I'm going to give you a simple mental framework which will help you do just that. But before we get into it, I'd like you to ask yourself one question. What does success writing online look like for me? Because this will dramatically change how you approach your craft and how you approach articles and content that you're going to ship to your ideal reader. That's right, you need an ideal reader if you're going to write online. Success can mean many different things. It can mean writing an article that goes viral, in which case you're going to study all of the viral articles that are out there. Or perhaps it could mean having a message or a story that you want to share with people and that people read, in which case you may need to find a popular publication to write guest articles for. Or perhaps it means getting website traffic to your blog, in which case you need to study skills like search engine optimization. Or perhaps you just want to get paid to write online. In that case, you could join partner programs on established writing platforms like Medium and Quora before building a partnership with other software companies or launching a digital product on your own blog and then promoting it through your own writing. I've experimented with all of those different things, but it's important to understand upfront what success looks like. Pick one single goal, whether it's sharing a story, making an impact, or earning money, and use that to give yourself a bit of constraint to work within. Writing online is a little bit like building a content flywheel. And this is a concept that I've adapted from the author Jim Collins, and I'll talk a little bit about him in a few moments. But basically, you're going to create audience-focused content. That's articles or Twitter threads or answers on Quora or articles on Medium that's aimed at your ideal reader. In other words, you're going to pick a topic and create content solely for them. Next up, you're going to publish consistently. You're not going to make the one big mistake that I made earlier on, which is trying to make sure your articles are perfect. Instead, you're going to publish every week or every couple of days or even every day if you can manage it. Because here's the thing, the more articles that you publish, the more opportunities you have to attract readers and followers. And even if an article is crickets, it won't matter because you're on to the next thing. Not only that, but if you get into the habit of publishing consistently and slowly attracting readers and followers, you will build up a content library of articles that you can use and reuse and refer to. That's right, the big secret of writing online is that often writers will take something that they wrote a few months ago and respin it and retell it in a different way for a different audience or on a different network. And that brings me to the next step in the content flywheel, which is to review what you wrote online over the past week, over the past couple of weeks, or the past month. Which articles got the most followers, which articles got the most engagement, and which articles got crickets and were rejected from editors. Use all of this information to figure out what particular type of writing you're good at, what niches or niches you really understand, and which ones you should stay away from. And also ask yourself, what did you enjoy writing versus what was difficult, what you were able to write quickly versus slowly. And then you're going to repeat. And here's the thing, the more often you repeat this content flywheel, it will begin to gather momentum over time. And before you know it, you will naturally start to attract readers from the content library that you've published online. You will naturally get more information about your writing that will help you review and iterate faster. And then when you start earning an income from your writing, you can start investing in other skills and resources that will help you improve at your craft. For example, you could hire an editor who can help you fix those typos and grammar mistakes that are slowing down the publication process. Or perhaps you could buy yourself some new writing tools or equipment. Or perhaps you could even take an online course or purchase some software which could help you grow your blog, like SEO software like Ahrefs. How I think about writing online is informed by some concepts that I learned from Jim Collins. He's a famous business author from the United States who's written classics like Good to Great, Built to Last, and How the Mighty Fall. These are business books, so what do these books have to do with writing online? Well, here's the thing. Jim Collins proposes a number of concepts or frameworks which apply to online writers. One is the concept of the flywheel, which I talked about a few moments ago. But he has another fantastic concept that I think can inform why you should publish early and often. It's called Fire Bullets, Then Cannonballs. It's basically a concept that describes how you should fire low risk, low distraction experiments out into the world. So these are the articles that you're publishing every couple of days, or the Twitter threads that you're writing, or the Quora answers that you're writing. All of this will help you calibrate your line of sight, but it's not going to take you hours. It's not like writing a book, and it's not going to require that you invest hundreds of dollars or a significant amount of your mental energy. Then when you have a little bit of validation from readers who comment on your articles or share them, or from editors who are commissioning you to write more articles, or from analytics because you're seeing people are revisiting your blog, you can fire a cannonball. What does a cannonball look like? Well, you could potentially double down on a particular niche or niche by going all out and positioning yourself as an expert in that area. Or perhaps you could turn some of your writing into an online course that you're going to sell to some of your readers, and then you can start earning a living from writing online. Or perhaps you could even write a book on the topic. But on the other hand, if you did all of that up front, there's a good chance that you could write the book, create the course, and these are mistakes that I've made, and nobody will buy them. Far better to fire bullets, to take low risk bets before you fire a cannonball, which will really help you find success. Because firing a cannonball before you fired a bullet can often correlate with disaster, which is what Jim Collins says in this excellent article that I encourage you to check out on his site. This is my site, Become a Writer Today. I set this up back in 2014 around the side of a busy job when I was working as a copywriter for a software company. Back then, I wrote all of the articles for the site myself. Actually, I only wrote one article a month because I wasn't firing enough bullets out into the world. But I was consistent. I did turn up, even if not very often, and I slowly started getting organic web traffic onto the site because I'd learned a little bit about search engine optimization. Once I'd done this, I increased my publishing cadence on the site and went to 2 articles per month and then 4 articles per month because I had a little bit of the empirical validation that Jim Collins talked about. Finally came my cannonball move, and if anything, I should have done this sooner. I started earning an income from some of the courses on Become a Writer Today and some of the affiliate content and advertising. So rather than just putting all this money in my back pocket or not doing anything with it, I actually used it to hire a team of freelance writers. Why did I do this? Well, I know about some areas of writing like non-fiction writing, writing online, freelancing, and copywriting, but I'm not really an expert in other types of writing like, for example, grammar or genre fiction writing. That's because I don't really write genre fiction, for example. So instead, I hired freelance writers who were able to cover these topics for me. And then they started publishing this content on the site. And if you think back to the content flywheel that I had on screen at the start of this video, that helped the content flywheel turn quicker and quicker because I had the help of other people. Now, of course, I tell you all of this because I did have empirical validation from firing bullets, that is writing the articles myself, so I didn't spend any money on them, and then seeing that traffic was coming into the site, and then seeing that I was starting to earn an income. That was enough validation to fire a cannonball to start hiring writers to help me build the site further. If anything, I should have done all of this sooner because I spent too much time trying to figure out this particular strategy, and it's something that I'd like you to avoid. So to summarize, the number one skill that you need to succeed with writing online today is publish early and often, publish frequently, and keep doing this until you get your content flywheel moving, until you have the validation that you need to figure out what you're going to double down on. If you have any questions about my approach to writing online or Become a Writer Today, let me know in the comments section below this video. If you want to get more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.